So the first tricky part is this part right here, because we can't see, the car wash is on the left is blocking our view, so we can't see. So we'll use our mirror in the top right corner. It gives us pretty good view. No one's coming. We can edge forward and slightly look. Still no one's coming, and then we can continue making that turn. And right there's a no right turn, so we can only turn left, so that's what we're going to do. However, it's also a give way, making sure we're giving way to the left, no one's coming, and we can continue making that turn. There is a curb right there that's been hit quite a few times, so make sure we don't clip that as we're coming through. And from the end here, we're just going to go left, giving way to our right, no one's coming. And then we're going to take this left coming up here. This one can be a bit tricky because it is quite a narrow street, and it is a two-way as well, and there's cars parked up on the right hand side, like you can probably see. And a bit of a crest, so we can't see too far beyond the crest, so we're just going to approach slowly. Now we've got a better view. At the end here, we're going to go right, so make sure we're indicating, slowing down, positioning our car as well, doing our checks, no one coming from either sides, and we'll continue going. First thing we notice, speed bump for the next 570 meters, as well as a suggested speed over the bumps of 20 kilometers. So in the test, guys, make sure you're obviously following the speed limits on the road, but make sure you're also following the suggested speed signs. The examiners will be looking out for that. Okay, coming up is kind of a sharp left turn. We're going to turn there, so indicate, mirrors, quick shoulder check, make sure no cyclists trying to overtake us. And then at the end here, we're going to go left again. So indicator, start positioning our car, start slowing down, start doing our mirror checks. Oncoming traffic, none. We can continue going. From here, we're going to be turning right. So indicate, mirror, mirror, shoulder. Make sure we don't turn too early, otherwise we would cut across that right lane there. Can't see too far beyond, but we can see the stop sign, so we're going to come and slow down and come to a stop, position our car, and once the car stopped, then we're going to do our check to the right, left, forward, nothing blocking our view, our path up ahead, so we can continue going. With the stop sign, guys, don't start doing your checks too early. You're going to have to come to a stop anyway, so just position your car, come to the stop, and then start doing your checks, as opposed to the giveaways where you can position and start slowing down and do your checks at the same time. Okay, car coming from the left, so we're just going to wait for them. After them, the path is clear, so we're going to continue going. Up ahead, we have a giveaway, so we're going to start indicating. We're turning right, sorry. We're going to indicate right. We're going to start positioning our car as well. And we're going to take up the proper position. This car coming fairly quickly from the right, so we're going to have to come to a stop anyways. Do our left hand check, no cars from the left, and we can continue going. Okay, up ahead we can see the lights just turned amber on us, so we're going to start slowing down, and it's gone red, so we're going to have to come to a stop anyways. At the lights we're going to be turning right, so let's indicate left. Let's take up a better road position here, so we'll bring our car a bit to the left, making sure we're doing a mirror check, make sure no bikes around us. Lights turn green, and we continue making that turn. Bend coming up, so we're going to start slowing down, doing a half don't be fixated on just the road in front of you. Make sure you're constantly scanning your rear view mirrors, your side mirrors, and your speed check as well. Obviously your main priority should be the road ahead, but don't be fixated on it. Make sure you're constantly scanning around. And looking up ahead, I can see our lane is only turning left. We can't go straight or right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow the road rules. We go to left only. I'm going to make sure I come, slow down, position my car, and I can see from the right that there's cars coming, so I'm going to have to come to a stop anyways. I'm going to hop straight into the middle lane, which I can do as long as it is clear, which it is, so I'm going to do that now. Up ahead I can see there's a school zone, however I've looked down and I've seen it's 12:48, so the school zone isn't applicable until, so it's from 7 AM to 9 AM and then 2 PM to 4 PM. So we're in between those, so we're good to keep traveling at the 60 speed limit. Up ahead, after the bend, I want to merge into the right lane, so I'm going to indicate. I'm doing my rear view mirror, side mirror, shoulder check. They're all clear, and I'm going to slowly start merging in. And then once the car's fully in, I can cut my indicator off, and we're just going to keep traveling straight down this road. With the lane mergers, guys, break it down into like a step process. Don't try doing it all at once. Just do your mirror checks, shoulder checks, make sure your indicator's on, make sure you're maintaining lane positioning and your the speed limit as well. Don't let the speed limit drop. That's a very common mistake students make. And then once those checks are clear, then merge your car in slowly. Don't be frantic about it. And then once your car's in, then cut the indicator off. Just as I'm coming over, I'm just going to do a quick shoulder check, make sure no cyclists or anything are trying to go around me or overtake me. Additionally, guys, when a lane does open up to the right or left like that, and you intend to move into that lane, try going as soon as possible. As long as there's nothing blocking your path in that lane, try going as soon as possible. Otherwise, you're just going to cause a bit of confusion for the cars behind you. Sometimes you'll notice they'll try overtaking you and getting into that lane. So in order to avoid that confusion, just indicate, make sure you do your check. As long as there's nothing blocking your path, go straight into it. And additionally, guys, just with the stopping distance at like when you're at a red light, sometimes I'll notice students, they get a bit too close to the car in front, and sometimes they're there too far. An adequate position would be so that you can see the back tires of the car in front of you. So tires on tarmac is a fairly good general rule to remember. I did see the sign telling us that there's a bend coming up, and it was suggesting that we take it at 30, so I'm going to slow down. And another one coming up here as well, so I'm just going to slow down. And then after I've taken the bends, I can start picking it back up to the 60 speed limit again. So I'm going to do a quick shoulder check, mirror check, and come over to the left hand side, overtake him, and then continue going. If a situation like that does come up and you need to go around the car, make sure you're doing your mirror checks and your shoulder checks to make sure there's no car already there. As I mentioned earlier, guys, so there's a good chance they'll take you onto the motorway in the test, so that's what we're going to do here. Just going to merge onto the motorway. There's a give way here, so we're going to slow down. There's cars coming from the left, so I'm going to have to give them way. And I have space now, so eyes straight back to the road. It is still a 60, so we are merging onto the motorway, but it is a 60 up until the 100 sign, which has been covered because there's roadworks going on, so it's actually an 80 sign. So after the 80, we can start picking it up towards the 80. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to indicate, I'm going to start doing my rear view and my right mirror check. I can see there's space for us. The car's backing off. One quick shoulder check. Eyes straight back to the road, and once we're on the road, indicator comes off. Don't leave your mirror checks and your shoulder checks too late, guys. Try doing it as early as possible, especially when you're merging onto the motorway. So I saw this car next to us was fairly far away, and it didn't look like they were coming in too quick. So that was my spot to merge in. Made sure I indicated. He saw me and I saw him, and I had a bit of space, so I merged in. So there's a few reasons they'll bring you onto the motorway in the test. It's first to check your merge, how well you can merge onto the motorway, and secondly they'll want to see your traveling distance between you and the car in front. So obviously we're going 100 on the motorway here for the most part, so we can't afford to leave a second or two gap between us and the car in front. You want to extend that to about 3 to 4 seconds. So that's what we're going to do. Cars ahead are slowing down, so we're going to maintain our distance, by slowing down as well. And if you guys don't know how to calculate the distance between you and the car in front, all you need to do is wait for the car in front of you to pass a sign on the left, and then just start counting, and by the time, it should be 4 seconds by the time your car passes that sign as well. Okay. So on the test, they'll pretty much take you on the motorway one exit, and they'll take you off the next exit. So don't expect to be on it for too long. We've taken the next exit on the motorway, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go straight from here. Up ahead we have a green light, and then beyond the green light we can see that there's a right lane opening up. So after the green light, we're going to start indicating, mirror check, shoulder check, and we're going to merge into the right lane here. Make sure we're not getting too close to the car in front. Ahead we can see that there's not going to be enough space for us, and as you guys can see, the is kind of stuck in a bad position now. In a test situation, if we were to follow behind the ute and we blocked up that path, we would have failed for it. So make sure you're always looking up ahead, planning what's going on, try seeing what's going on and planning accordingly. So the lights turned amber on us, so we're just going to stop here anyways, and then we'll wait for the next light. Alright guys, while we're here, I'm just going to quickly explain. So there's a lane to the right of us as well that's also turning right. We do have the dotted lines, so just make sure you follow your dotted lines. Don't cut across into their lane, don't get too close to them either. So instead of turning straight away, what we're going to do is we're going to let the car go straight, and then we're going to start turning a bit later, and that way we pretty much come straight into the lane, into our lane. Alright guys, so this one can be a bit tricky because we've got 2 lanes here going straight, and up after the lights it breaks up into 4 lanes. So we have 2 lanes on the left and the guys to the right of us have 2 lanes to their right. Just make sure we don't cut across into their lane and we should be fine. However, what we're going to do is we're going to go straight, and then once that left lane opens up for us, we're going to make sure we indicate. We're just going to merge over into that lane. Make sure we're doing our check. And we're just going to merge over. From the lights here, we're going to go left, so it is a bit of a tight one, so make sure you control your speed. It is a residential area, cars parked up on both sides. Make sure you leave adequate clearance between you and the cars. Don't get too close just in case there's someone sitting inside. Might swing their door open at the last second, like up ahead. So you want to make sure you're not driving too close to them. Okay, so up ahead we can either turn right or left. We're going to be turning right. This one can be a bit tricky because the trees there are blocking the stop sign. However, we've seen it now, and if we hadn't seen it, there's still the solid white line in front of us. So we're going to come, we're going to indicate, and we're going to stop in our lane. Okay, looks like our path up ahead is blocked, so we can't move from here anyways, even though the right hand side is clear. Okay, the woman's given us a bit of space, right side's clear. We're going to hop straight into this first lane here. And from the roundabout, we're just going to be taking that straight exit. So we're going to merge in, make sure we're doing our left check, sorry, our right check. Then as we're coming off, left indicator, make sure you do your shoulder check as you're taking the exit on the roundabouts as well, guys, especially the double lane roundabouts. Okay. So a few set of traffic lights, both green. Up ahead, we're going to merge into the right lane that opens up. So mirror check, mirror, shoulder, and we're just going to come straight in. Just like that, guys. We didn't take too long with it. You don't want to confuse the drivers behind you, so try coming in as soon as possible. We've picked so 2 lanes turning right here. We've picked the left lane, and then come to a stop. the amber lights, guys, it's stop unless it's unsafe to do so. In this instance, we saw it early enough. We weren't really coming at too high of a speed, sorry. We had enough distance ahead of us to stop safely, and the car behind us wasn't too close either. So it becomes our responsibility as a road user to make sure we come to that stop. Got people walking across up ahead, so we're just going to come slowly, let them get onto the footpath, and we're going to continue going. Bus up ahead, indicator, they've got their right indicator on, however they're staying in that left hand lane, so we're good to just keep going. We're going to see what they're doing after the lights, because they might need to merge back into the right lane, which they don't because they've got their left indicator on. Make sure we're giving them enough clearance there, and we'll continue going. There, however the car in front of us took a few seconds to take off. Make sure, even though the light turns green, wait for the car in front of you to take off before you start moving off as well. Happens far too often with some of the newer students. They'll see the green light and they're a bit nervous and they start taking off. Wait for the car in front of you to take off. Okay, so these two lanes here, especially our lane, splits into two lanes, so we're just gonna stick to the middle lane, and we're just gonna keep going straight through the next few sets of lights. Pretty much gonna go straight for the next maybe 2-3 kilometers. This Logan Road can be a bit not necessarily tricky, but it can be a bit confusing because it is a big road, and however it is a 60 along the whole way. At times it might seem like you're going a bit slow for the speed for the road size, but there'll be numerous like speed limit marks up ahead, so just make sure you don't let it go above that 60 speed limit. And don't be pressured by what's going on around you, guys. If you've seen that it's a 60 road and you're going 60 and you can see that cars are overtaking you, there's a good chance that they're going above the speed limit. Don't try matching their speed, just keep it at the speed limit. Then they're not the ones on the test, so they've got nothing to lose. The left lane opening up here, however we want to stick to the middle lane here. We're just going to keep going straight for a while. Cars in front of us just take off before we do as well. And like I mentioned earlier, guys, don't be fixated on just the road ahead of you. You want to be consistently scanning around your car as well, using your mirrors. Make sure you're doing a speed check as well. far away, so it'd be a judgment call. We think we have enough time, which we do, so we're going to make that turn. Car parked on the left, so make sure we give them adequate clearance, and then when safe we'll come straight back to our side. So indicate, make sure we're taking up that right hand position to not confuse other drivers. Slow down, do our stop, no one's coming. Continue going. At the next giveaway we're going to turn left, so we're going to indicate, start positioning our car, do our right hand check, no one's coming, eyes straight back to the road. Continue going. Bit of a bend, can't see too far beyond, so we're just going to slow down a bit, and now we have a better view, so we can just continue going. Okay, so there's a car coming out, it looks like they're going a bit wide, so we're just going to give them a bit of space. They're back on their side, make sure we give them space to the left hand side as well. Okay, so we're going to be turning right in the street coming up, so indicate, make sure we take up that right hand position, don't go left so the car behind us can overtake us, as you'll see in a second. No oncoming traffic, shoulder check, no one's trying to overtake us, and continue going. Far too often I see that, so when students are asked to turn right at a T intersection like that, they'll drift their car over to the left to give themselves more space. Make sure you're not doing that, guys. Keep it to the right hand side as long as you're not blocking oncoming traffic. Up ahead I can see people behind the truck there, so I'm just going to come to a slow, make sure they don't run out. And then once it's clear, I'm going to take this left turn, so I'm going to indicate, shoulder check, make sure no cyclists, and straight into the left side. Okay, so if you do manage to come into this street here, this one's a bit confusing because it's a very narrow street and it is a two-way, and as you'll see up ahead, this narrow street kind of widens up, and a lot of times students will just continue going straight. However, it is still a two-way up here, so what we actually need to do is, once it widens up, we need to come straight back to our side, left hand side. From here we're going to go left, so make sure we're indicating left, taking up the correct road position, do our check, no one's coming, and we can continue going. Up ahead at the roundabout we're going to be turning right, so right indicator, don't leave that too late. And we're going to start positioning our car and slowing down. Bus up ahead, car to the right, but they're both far away. We'll make the turn, make sure we don't go over the middle island. And then when we come here, we're going to left indicate, quick shoulder check, no cyclists. We can finish the maneuver. Make sure we're giving adequate clearance to the cars parked on the left. Yep. And then at the end here, we're just going to be turning left, so left indicator, slowing down and positioning our car, doing our check, no one's coming, we can continue going. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, there's a good chance they'll ask you to do at least one maneuver. So what we're going to do is turn right into this street. And so the first maneuver we're going to do is going to be a reverse parallel park on this grey car parked to the side here. So and we'll stop roughly here. Yep, so we have adequate clearance to the curb on the left. We had an indicator on the whole time, so it was good. You usually want to leave like 1 meter to 2 with the car in front, so make sure you don't get too close. And then once we're ready, we're just gonna take off again. So I'm gonna reverse up a bit, make sure I'm doing all my checks. Yep. Okay, there's a car coming, so I'm gonna give them the space they need. Turn my indicator, do all my checks, shoulder check as well. No one's coming. Continue finishing that maneuver. What I'm going to do next is we're going to do a 3-point turn. So I'm going to bring my car back to the curb here. Make sure I'm not getting too close to the curb. Use your left-hand mirror to judge how far you are away from the curb, and then just straighten up. So left indicator's on. If it does turn off, just feel free to put it back on, guys. Okay, so we're going to do a 3-point turn and head back that way. So make sure we're doing all our checks. No one's coming from the curb. Rear view mirror, right mirror, no oncoming traffic. Shoulder check, no one's coming. And we're going to start turning. We're going to take it as close to the curb as possible without hitting it or touching it. Yep. Good. Car into reverse. Make sure we're doing all our checks. We're going to let the car start rolling, and as it starts rolling, we're going to start turning to the left. Final portion, right indicator, doing all your checks. Make sure there's no oncoming traffic. Let the car start moving, and then you can start turning as well. With the maneuvers, guys, make sure you're not dry steering, so that's steering while the car is stationary. Different examiners will mark that differently. For some of them, there'll be a minor error. For some, they'll just let it pass. At the end here, so make sure you indicate, bring it to the left hand side, right hand side check, no one's coming. Eyes straight back to the road, make sure it's clear up ahead, which it was, and we continue making that turn. Car parked on the left, so we have to go to the left. Make sure we're doing our mirror checks to see if there's no cars overtaking us already. Okay. Up ahead we're going to be turning right, so we're going to start indicating. Start positioning our car, start slowing down, car coming from the left. Having a bit of trouble seeing on the left hand side here because there's a lot of cars parked there, so what we're going to do is we're going to slowly edge our car forward. Slowly edge our car forward. No one's coming, and we can just continue going. Give clearance to that car. And then up ahead, we're just going to be turning left. No one's coming. Good, continue making that. Up ahead, we're going to be turning right onto the main road, so right indicator, slowing down, positioning our car, doing our checks, right, left, no one's coming, continue going. We'll hop straight into the right lane and we're going to be turning right from the lights. road and it's long as well, so just make sure, however it is still 60, so just make sure you're not letting your speed go above that, and don't let it go too far below it either. Pedestrian crossing coming up ahead. I'm going to start doing my observations early, no one's coming, and so instead of slowing down and stopping, I can just continue traveling at the speed limit. Very easy on this road to lose a bit of concentration and let your speed go above 60, but make sure you're doing that check constantly. Up ahead we've got the red light, so we're going to start slowing down and make our stop progressive and smooth instead of making it real harsh at the end. Okay, so these multi-lane roads can be a bit confusing, especially at traffic lights. Make sure you end up in the lane that you started off in. Don't cut across into the other people's lane. So we're in the first right-hand lane, so up ahead we're going to make sure we finish in the first right-hand lane as well. In this instance, it wasn't too bad because it's a straight road, so we could see the road up ahead. It gets a bit tricky when you're doing it on bends and whatnot. Sometimes students will tend to cut across. Just make sure you finish in the lane you started off in. Once again, still sit at 60 down the whole road, so make sure we're following that speed limit. Good example of an amber light, of a light turning amber on us too late. In that instance, we would have had to brake way too harshly. So in that instance, you can just keep going. We saw it, it popped up late. We didn't have enough distance ahead of us to come to a secure stop or a safe stop. So in that instance, you just keep going through that light. Street, so right indicator, make sure no cars are trying to overtake us. So just heading back to the test center now, guys. So it was roughly about a bit more than 40 minutes. That's alright. So like I was saying earlier, guys, on the test they'll put you through a range of different kind of like assessments or tests or situations. So highway, motorway driving, main roads, side streets, maneuvers, a lot of roundabouts, right and left hand turns, speed limits, kind of like school zones as well. So just make sure you're make sure you've practiced these areas. Wait for the car as well. So make sure we're going slow. We have a person on the left here that probably shouldn't be here, but however, that doesn't mean we're going to do the wrong thing as well. We're just going to slow down, wait for them to get across, and once they're across, we can continue going. So pedestrian crossing right here, make sure you do your check to the right and left hand side. No one coming. In this instance, we're not going to be turning right, we're going to turn left to where we were. That same woman is on the left again, so we're just going to wait for her to pass. And then once she's passed, then we're going to start making the turn. It is a bit tight in the test center here, or in the parking lot, so make sure you really just drop that speed down. There's no reason to be coming fast. And on the return, guys, so you won't go to the side you started on, you'll be coming to the left hand side, and up ahead, as you can see, it says returning driver assessment parking. Pick a parking spot and take it straight in. You don't need to reverse park. Don't make life difficult for yourself. Once you're in, put the car into park, handbrake up as well, and then examiner will ask you to turn the car off, and they'll take you out closer to the center and they'll give you your results. If you guys enjoyed that video, guys, please make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on for upcoming videos. So in this video, we were just showing you the Greenslopes test route, or like the more common areas they'll take you in the Greenslope test. If you guys have any video recommendations, please do let us know and we'll try getting onto those. However, we will be making separate videos on all 4 or 5 of the maneuvers that you'll be asked to do, or that you could be asked to do. We'll make videos on test day procedure, how to overcome those nerves, and just driving videos in general. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed that. See you next time.